There's a certain kind of silence that only exists at the end of a long journey, the kind that feels earned, heavy with everything unsaid. In NCIS Origins, Season 2, Episode 13, Homeward Bound, that silence settles over the team like a gathering storm. This isn't just another case. It's a reckoning. Picking up in the aftermath of last episode's emotional fallout, Homeward Bound pushes the team into deeply personal territory. What begins as a routine investigation into a missing Navy officer quickly unravels into something far more intimate, something that hits uncomfortably close to home for Gibbs. The episode opens with a haunting image, an abandoned bus stop on a quiet rural road, the kind of place people pass through but never stay. A duffel bag sits untouched on a bench. Inside, a Navy uniform, neatly folded, but no sign of its owner. The missing officer, Petty Officer Daniel Rourke, was last seen boarding a bus bound for his hometown, a small coastal community he hadn't visited in years. At first glance, it seems like a simple missing persons case. But as the team begins to dig deeper, inconsistencies start to surface. Why would a decorated officer vanish just miles from home? And more importantly, why did he leave everything behind? For Gibbs, this case cuts deeper than he's willing to admit. The idea of going home isn't comforting. It's complicated, painful, dangerous. As the team traces Rourke's last known movements, they uncover a series of calls made to an unregistered number, all originating from his hometown. When Gibbs hears the town's name, something shifts in him, a flicker of recognition, of memory. This isn't just Rourke's story anymore, it's his too. Throughout the episode, we see glimpses of a younger Gibbs, less guarded, more uncertain, but already carrying the weight of things he hasn't yet faced. Flashbacks begin to bleed into the present, revealing parallels between Gibbs and Rourke that are impossible to ignore. Both men left home for a reason. Both thought they could outrun it. Neither truly did. As emotions rise, the team begins to feel the strain. Franks pushes for a by-the-book approach, determined not to let personal bias cloud the investigation. But Gibbs struggles to stay objective, especially when evidence suggests Rourke may not have wanted to be found at all. Lala senses the shift in Gibbs before anyone else. She notices the way he lingers over certain details, the way his questions become more pointed, more personal. Their dynamic takes center stage in this episode, as Lala gently confronts him about what he's not saying. "You're not just chasing him," she tells him. "You're chasing something else." And she's right. When the team arrives in Rourke's hometown, the tone of the episode changes dramatically. The town is quiet, almost too quiet, with residents who are polite but guarded. There's a sense that everyone knows something, but no one is willing to say it out loud. As they investigate, they uncover a tangled web of secrets, a strained family relationship, an old incident buried in local memory, and a group of people who seem determined to keep the past exactly where it is. Rourke's disappearance begins to look less like a mystery and more like a choice. But what drove him to it? The most powerful aspect of Homeward Bound is the way it mirrors Gibbs's own unresolved past. Through flashbacks and subtle storytelling, we begin to see that Gibbs's relationship with home is far from simple. There are hints of regret, of things left unsaid, of a departure that wasn't entirely voluntary. At one point, standing alone on a shoreline eerily similar to the one in his memories, Gibbs seems caught between two timelines, then and now. The line between them blurs, and for a moment, it feels like he's not just searching for Rourke, he's searching for himself. What sets this episode apart isn't just the mystery, it's the emotional weight behind it. Homeward Bound asks difficult questions. Can you ever truly go home again? Is leaving the same as escaping? And what happens when the past refuses to stay buried? The answers aren't simple, and the episode doesn't pretend they are. Instead, it leans into the complexity, allowing characters to sit with their emotions rather than resolve them neatly. There are quiet moments, shared glances, unfinished sentences, lingering silences that say more than any dialogue could. As the investigation reaches its climax, the team uncovers the truth about Rourke's disappearance, And it's not what anyone expected. Without giving too much away, the reveal forces Gibbs to confront a painful realization. Sometimes going home isn't about returning. Sometimes it's about letting go. The resolution is both satisfying and bittersweet, offering closure to the case while leaving emotional threads deliberately unresolved. It's a bold choice, and one that pays off. Homeward Bound isn't just a standalone episode, it's a turning point for the season. Gibbs emerges changed, though not in an obvious way. There's a subtle shift in how he carries himself, in how he interacts with the team. The walls are still there, but maybe, just maybe, there's a crack in them now. The episode also strengthens the bond between the team, even as it exposes their vulnerabilities. They're not just colleagues anymore, they're something closer to family. And as the season moves forward, that connection will be tested. Homeward Bound is shaping up to be one of the most emotionally resonant episodes of NCIS. Origins so far. It blends a compelling mystery with deeply personal storytelling, giving fans a richer understanding of the characters, especially Gibbs. It's not about explosive action or shocking twists, though there are a few. It's about something quieter, more powerful. It's about the places we come from, the choices we make, and the parts of ourselves we can never quite leave behind. Because sometimes, the hardest journey isn't chasing the truth. It's facing where you came from.